This morning we had a charitable event, 10,000 people. That's a lot of gifts to be given out. And yesterday, for about 6 to 7 hours, many satsangis got together to prepare these gifts. And a beautiful bag was provided, and a nice quality pillow with a beautiful pillowcase and a bed sheet, along with cooking pots. So this was not for school children, it was for adults, villagers all around the area from all different age groups. And they came. And as I've said, 10,000, if you think that's not too many, but when you see them coming, lining up, the operation now is so well thought out. They all come in one side, come around a sort of a corner, get their bags and go out the other side. And it was over, the distribution at least, in an hour. Quite a wonderful thing to see. And this goes on, as you probably know, at least once a month, and it also goes on in our other centres in Vrindavan and Barsana. And Uttar Pradesh, which is where we are here in the state, it's the poorest state of India. So when we're talking about villages, we are talking about a very humble life indeed. And so Maharaj Ji set up the Jagadguru Kripalu Parishat, this charitable body. And he has said the highest and the foremost charity is to help an individual understand essentially who they are, the soul, the Atma, and its relationship with the supreme form of love, Sri Radha Krishna, and who the Guru is, etc., etc. Beyond that extraordinary charity, and it is a gift, you can't buy, there's nothing. You can't bargain and barter. This is about sanskar of the past. It's about the grace of Guru and Bhagavan, God, Radha Krishna, saying now it is your opportunity to get the human form, meet the Guru, learn how to do devotion, create an environment for you to do the devotion, and now please, you do it. Highest charity. But down from there, we come to people who are not necessarily spiritually orientated, but they need help. They need help from medical point of view, educational point of view. They need help if they are handicapped, like getting three-wheeler bikes, etc. The widowers need help. And so in the three centres, this goes on in an extraordinary way. Moreover, when you see not only the quality of the service that's given, for example, the hospitals, just here in Mangarh itself, recently, I was told by Dr. Ambarish, he was head of emergency services in a big hospital in the United States. He's now here, his parents are here too. So in our absence, we were here last October, from last October to now, they opened up 9 operating theatres, 9. And he said they are bigger and brighter than the operation theatres in the hospital and where he worked. So the whole of the hospital operates on voluntary sewa from primarily satsangis. Doctors, nurses, admin, cleaners, dispensary, that is the chemist area. There's so many things. The equipment all has to come together, mesh together so perfectly in order to serve these humble, poor souls from around Uttar Pradesh. And when we have these operating theatres, these new ones that's just been opened, well, where do the specialists come to do? Where are they? Where do they come from? So now JKP has established a very strong relationship with the top surgeons within India. For example, there's a surgeon here, a cancer specialist. he was a leading cancer specialist and surgeon in Mumbai. And it's so humbling to see what he does. Not only does he care very much for the three daughters in terms of medical care, but he serves them too, in the sense that he's always around them. He facilitates all kinds of different things that need to be done. And he's an example of all of the others, the other doctors and specialists who come. Some stay, but others are already busy in their practices around India. So they have these camps, and these specialists come in, they do their thing. Like, for example, in Barsana recently, they had endoscopy and, gastroscopy, where they look inside from both ends of the body. They've had heart camps. They give surgery for cataracts, etc. They have blood donating camps. And so all these doctors come when they are needed, these specialists and GPs. And that's just the medical arm. This is repeated, as I've said. We have 3 hospitals, one here, one in Vrindavan, and one in Barsana. Then you have the school. Thousands, I think something like 60,000 plus children have already passed through the school and gone on to be highly educated, but some do go on to university degrees, etc. And everything's provided. Bicycles in order to get there, school buses if they're too far away, uniforms, food while they're at the school. Again, all run by satsangis. Just the other day too, there was a distribution of 3-wheeler bikes to people who are handicapped. And on and on and on, and it's been going on for years and years. And then in addition to that, there is a buildings construction going on, the museum, this extraordinary edifice that I told you about, that's underway. There's all kinds of things. This place is constantly changing in its appearance because they are creating an environment where the greater population can come and learn about Shri Maharaj Ji, come to the mandirs and eventually to the working title of museum, which will educate them about who is the soul, who is the guru, what is the pathway of bhakti, who is the Jagadguru, how did he become the Jagadguru, all done to fascinate the 5 senses and engage you visually, audio, etc. about that. So I'm sharing this with you because being on the ground here and being part of it and the build-up towards what happened this morning, it just reminds me that as a collective, you, myself, all of us, we need to support this. We do. We need to make sure the seva that is given us, that we do our best to fulfill that seva, or without even being asked for seva, just donate. And if you go through our trust, through online, for example, or direct into Bhakti Meditation Center Limited, when you give, if you have a purpose in mind for schools, for hospitals, for JKP distributions, whatever, just put it, that's your purpose of the donation, and we'll see that it arrives at the right place. So bhakti is a pathway of giving, and in fact, some people have said to Anshul, when we come, why do we have to contribute money? Shouldn't spirituality be free? And Anshul replied, it is free, that you can't pay for grace. But the reason why we ask you to contribute is because this is a path of giving. It's not a pathway of taking. To give of yourself is to engage of yourself, to get closer and closer to what is actually happening. To just come and cherry pick, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that, and go. No. So I share the knowledge, the insights at least, of the Jagadguru Kripalu Parishat, what Shri Maharaj Ji put together to serve the people, to serve the highest caliber again, the charity of learning about devotion and the preciousness of your life and the importance of Guru, about the power of the mind and who you are essentially, not the body, but this divine power, the soul. And then to help those who cannot help themselves. Can't imagine how little these people live off and how they are bereft of medical care and education, just things that we take for granted. I once saw a statistic, it's on the website actually. Approximately 20% of the world's population utilize 80% of the world's resources. That means 80% of the world's population get to utilize 20% of the world's resources. An extraordinary imbalance. And when we are in our domestic bubble, so to speak, Australia, New Zealand, America, and so on, it's so easy to look upon the standard of living that you have, we have, and just think, well, I would like more, not realizing that you've already got so much. So we have what we call first world problems. What colour should I wear to the party tonight? We'll argue over trivial things like the All Blacks and this and that, they should have this player instead of that, etc., etc., etc. When 80% of the world is struggling on 20% of the resources. So I share this with you just to remind you that the path of bhakti, the root word is bhaj, and bhaj means seva, serving, giving of yourself.